Oh, you love Bug and Moss? Me too. I guess I'll see you in chat.
Has anyone actually seen an owl in the wild? Not at the zoo, you fucking idiot. Outside. You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Whoa. Good morning, Bug.
Good morning, Moss.
Welcome to the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show.
Morning telephone show.
My name is Moss, and I've been held hostage by my own butt.
Yeah, you were held hostage by your own butt and then definitely by your own, I guess, machinations because OBS is cucking us, Twitch is cucking us.
Oh my God, yeah. We log in to do the show today, sit down, everything's looking good. I was just messing with stuff yesterday, everything was great. And then today, OBS crashes. I'm like, that's a bad sign. Load it back up. Try to stream the Twitch. Twitch is like, can't connect to your account unless you enable two-factor. And I was like, brother, we already have two-factor.
Yeah, we got two-factor.
And Twitch was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. And so I had to fucking restart everything and then do it again and again and again. And on my fifth attempt of entering the fucking code for my phone, everything finally clicked into place. We're all here. It's Friday, so who gives a shit?
Can you guys hear the portal to hell that's opening outside our window?
I don't know if that's coming through.
It might not come through the gate.
There's a street sweeper outside.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It's a big day. We're having a big day.
It's the end of the week.
It's the end of the week, but it feels like a Monday.
Well, this has been the week of Mondays. I'm spending the rest of today trying to fix all this shit and try and get it locked in tight.
Ooh.
What's up?
What's that I see in the chat? Is that a birthday boy?
Is
that a birthday boy in the chat?
Oh, that's a good point, Bug. I think I see a birthday boy in the chat.
Oh, I think I see a birthday boy. Everybody should tell him happy birthday.
Guess what today is? May 1st. And you know what that means.
Everybody knows what that means.
On the 1st of May, Jordan was born today. That is...
Yes, born today.
Today is Jordan Reed's birthday, the voice you hear at the start of every episode, the start of all those segment bumpers, one of my dearest friends and easily the funniest person I've ever met IRL in the entire world. Jordan Reed is birthday today. And for that, I have something for you, Jordan. And this is not, this is something that I've commissioned for you 6 years ago. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up for you right now.
Hell yeah.
It's your birthday today. Jordan! It's your birthday today. Jordan! Rock and roll and celebrate. We lose control and you cut the cake. The night is yours. Destiny.
Hell yeah.
So share toast with your closest mates.
Happy birthday, Jordan.
Man, that's such a good video.
Yeah, that is a great video of the real talk did not commission this. Sorry, Jordan. This is a gift I found on the ground for you.
Yeah, by commission, you mean Google happy birthday, Jordan.
Yeah, and so there's a couple of different birthday YouTube channels that will put out a song for anyone's birthday with anyone's name, right? But this is clearly the best.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with this one.
And what's very funny is in the chat, Leonard seems to know this channel. It's Epic Happy Birthdays. And Jordan, happy birthday to you from me and from Epic Happy Birthday and all of our friends here in the chat.
From www.epichappybirthdaysongs.com.
Oh, I was like, Bug, are you making that up? But no, that's a real URL. And that one is the best because all the other ones are like, bing, ding, ding, happy birthday.
We heard
like,
your name is Max.
Yeah.
That one was that ripped. You're welcome.
That was awesome. How is it going? Good morning. Quick check-in with chat. I see a very good idea that flew by, which was, I believe Coyote Astronaut proposed a new segment for when we're late, a new game called OBS or IBS.
I think that's so important.
Yeah, I do too. Good morning. Good morning, Sid. Good morning, Elle. Good morning, Michael, Coyote, Atticus, Az, Jordan, Leonard, And Colin, also the voice you heard at the beginning, Colin, created a bunch of very good Duke Nukem style drops.
Yeah.
I'm having to add new buttons to the soundboard every day because people in the Discord are just absolutely the funniest, most talented people.
Yeah, it's
making the
amazing.
coolest stuff. So yeah, really happy to be here. Really happy for all of y'all hanging out with us. Really happy for all you podcast listeners listening in on the podcast. Shout out to the California crew, Brooke's dad.
Yeah, my dad
aunts
and my
uncles.
aunt and uncle.
Shout out to Aunt Megan for the Hawaiian coffee. I had some more the other afternoon.
And we love the Bug and Moss mug.
Yeah,
We're
and we
always,
love the Bug and Moss mug.
always using that. Everyone's jealous of it. They all say, I wish I had a Bug and Moss mug, but there's only one.
So far, we'll work on a merch store at some
Yeah,
point.
but there's only going to be one of these.
Yeah, there's only ever going to be one of these. It is 7:13. We are finally hanging out, finally here, chilling and chatting and hooking it up. Jordan says I can send you a tag for OBS or IBS if you need
Please,
one.
God.
That would be awesome. And also, Dean, earlier in the Discord, pitched a new segment that is a sort of post segment that we can use after we realize we've done one. That is, now that's what I call a segment.
That's a good idea.
Which, yeah, I thought that was wicked smart. So shout out to Dean for that.
Man, everybody's so smart. Thanks for being our production team.
Yeah, I know, right? The Bug and Moss community is the best. We got the best people hanging out here.
Yeah, you know, like people say that. They're like, oh, yeah, our community's the best. Like, they're lying.
They're lying.
I mean, it's obviously us. We
Yeah.
have the best one.
Oops, I just Googled it. Best community is the Bug and Moss crew, the Critter crew, the Freaky Forest.
Don't Google it. We have a different Google.
Yeah, I have a special Google.
Yeah,
that
we
I
have
use.
one that's set up for
I have a
that.
special Google I use to make me feel better all the time.
I would use that. That'd be a great tool.
There's part of me that wants to be like, I think that's AI because it just blows smoke up your butt all day. But
Yeah.
this is different.
No, this is more tailored. It's an algorithm just for you.
Yeah. Leonard says, I'm up for the Highlander approach to best community. Hell yes.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to kill all the other ones.
Yeah, there can only be one. All right, Bug. What have you got today for the show?
Oh, well, guess what?
What?
I got one.
One. A film.
I got one.
A film buffering?
I got one.
Ooh.
I got one film.
I'm so excited for film buffering. That makes me so happy. I have some things. I took down some notes, but my sort of butt explosion changed sort of the course of what I was focusing on. I've got a couple different conversation topics and a potential people also ask. And then I have an Is This Anything that has to do with the rise of AI George Washington.
I am so excited to talk about this because I realized this and I'm never on the pulse of anything that isn't Twilight.
Yeah.
Listen, I am only ever on the pulse of Twilight, and it is so cool for me to notice something, A, that has to do with politics, and B, that has to do with boy stuff like George Washington. That's for boys. No one who isn't a boy cares about that.
Brooke connected the dots between some things that I did not see, and I haven't seen anyone else comment on. So this might be your first source for the interesting look into the intrigue of a potentially politically motivated strange happening around this George Washington shit.
We need to figure out what to call this because this is a really regular occurrence in our marriage where I have a crazy hot take and I'm like, you know, Pepe Sylvia connecting the dots, but then Mason does the work to figure out if there's anything to it. And he's like, there actually is something to this. And I'm like, knew it. Smoking a cigarette I don't smoke, like fucking knew it.
Yeah. And what's interesting is I wasn't sure how wide and far this George Washington stuff had spread. And a quick check-in with chat reveals that it seems like people are knowing about this young George Washington and stuff.
I mean, it's a thing. First of all, I want to check in with chat and say hello to N Squared, who's coming in for the first time.
Oh, no way. All right, hold on. It's worthy of the bumper.
This is a bumper.
What about a quick check-in with chat?
All right. We got a bunch of chat messages in the last few seconds as we were teeing up the show.
Because we're talking about hot takes.
Hot takes and George Wash. And also, I think I heard something about N Squared.
N Squared?
Is N Squared Beats hanging out with us?
N Squared Beats?
N Squared Beats. We met N Squared when we were doing the PodCube live streams. N Squared would always hang out with us and pitch funny ideas. So, what's up, N Squared? Good to see you. It's been a minute. Checking in with chat. I still do not see N Squared in here. However, where did it go? Egg Queen L says no baddie cares about George Washington.
100% true.
Leonard says prepare for the majesty of somehow Spanish Sean Connery. Sid says the guy from Hamilton?
Literally.
Is that a thing?
Is George Washington in Hamilton?
Oh, I haven't seen Hamilton.
Yeah?
I thought Sid meant like someone from the Hamilton show was going to be in this like young George Washington.
I don't think so, and we'll reveal why.
Oh, yeah. Az says, first clue I was trans, I don't give a fuck about George Washington.
That's fucking right.
Which is awesome. And Elle says, hell yeah to Az. Atticus says, it's true, it's a canon event. And Colin says, I cannot tell a lie. Old Georgie boy fucking sucked ass.
Yeah, and not in the cool way.
Coyote Astronaut says, never trusted that G-Wash dude, but his inoculation game was strong.
Yeah.
And Squared says, I'm still waiting on more Wicked Interesting videos. Meant to do one for this Friday. Kind of fucking dropped the ball on that. We'll talk about that.
I love, we're all just like roasting George Washington, and then N Squared is like, hey, Mason, I'd love a Wicked Interesting.
Where's that thing you said you were going to do?
Hell yeah. We've got one cooking, and by we, I mean Mason.
Yeah, well, you're helping me with it for
Yeah, I'm going to probably film it.
I'm starting it by talking about how big of poops my cats take, and then we're moving into RFID. It's going to be very good. That's our little quick check-in with chat. Why don't we go ahead and drop in, since we've teed it up so much already, to talking about Mr. Washington and the things surrounding him.
Bug and Moss aren't sure if this is really anything, so hey, is this anything?
I think Bug has noticed a correlation hiding just beneath the surface of this George Washington stuff going on. For those who don't know, there's a movie coming out this year called Young George.
Can't believe it. It's a Young Sheldon spinoff.
Yeah. Is it Young George or Young Washington? I think it's Young George. I'm checking right now. It's Young Washington.
Because there already was a Young George, because all of these boys can't stop jerking off to the founding fathers.
Yeah. And so this looks, I remember seeing things about this, and I thought this was going to be like a mainstream film. Like, I thought this was getting major attention, but I'm not entirely sure on that, because I'm not super plugged into the media.
It is.
Okay, it is. You're
well,
yeah.
Because the reason I found out about it is I was listening to the 2026 regulation podcast Summer Movie Draft.
Oh.
And what that is they just like try to like win and predict movies, and then they like however much money that movie makes, they're competing. And so for this movie to be in a summer movie draft, it's at least on the board, right? Like it's going to have a theatrical release.
Yeah. Oh, no, it certainly is. It's scheduled to premiere at the Tribeca Festival on June 13th of 2026 and will be released in the United States by Angel Studios on July 3rd, 2026. So you caught it in the Regulation Podcast movie draft. And I've also seen in videos we were watching from Internet Comment Etiquette that there are these AI George Washingtons that these right-wing talking heads are talking to. There's these clips that I was seeing of, I think it was like Glenn Beck, one of those windbags talking to an AI George Washington. And we're just starting to see George Washington popping up all over the place in like politics and political commentators. And Bug pointed out something which I thought was interesting.
Okay, so I just think it's interesting. Here's what I knew. I knew that there was a George Washington movie come out. And like a George Washington movie come out, the rumor come out. And like we've all said in the chat, George Washington is not a thing that baddies care about. Baddies are the media makers. The only other media makers who don't make culture but make money are men, right? Like they dominate things, and that's why we keep having boring movies. And so I had this thought where like, why would they be making a George Washington movie? And then I remembered all of these George Washington AI deepfakes I've been seeing. And I was like, oh, I bet there's conservative money in this movie. I bet I said to Mason, I made him pause what we were watching, and because I just like brain blast remembered it. And I was like, hey, I bet you there is conservative money behind this movie, because there's no fucking way this is anybody's real, normal, good idea, art passion project.
So that prompted me to be like, all right, well, now hang on. What's this studio making this Young George movie? And also, I want to point out something that Leonard pointed out just now in the chat that I didn't notice. July 3rd? How did they fuck that up?
Jesus Christ, they couldn't get the 4th.
Yeah, that's so close. So I looked up at the studio that's making this. Angel Studios, doing business since Angel is 2025, is an American independent media company and film distribution studio based in Provo, Utah. Now, when you see that, Provo, Utah, not a big place, and not typically a place that film studios are based out of.
Known for other stuff.
And you scroll down just a little bit more, And you see that the studio produces and distributes quote-unquote values-based entertainment. Much of its content carries Christian themes. Angel broke into film distribution with Sound of Freedom, which grossed over $250 million at the box office. So it is absolutely a sort of religious institution, faith-based entertainment, as N Square Beast pointed out. Studios. And so I would not be surprised if some of this push, what you had said, I think was like, I wonder if any of these people in like the echelons of the government or like the Heritage Foundation or whatever, if there's connections and money being funneled into this. And I can certainly imagine. So talk about a propaganda film, like right off the bat, it's Young George. It's about George Washington, the mythologized founding father bullshit. That's obviously like already kind of a propaganda film, and then it's produced by Angel Studios, so obviously it's going to be very much not like an accurate retelling.
Well, so it had me thinking about the fact that, like, as far as the founding fathers go, because we've talked a lot about like what baddies don't like, let's talk about what they do like. Because I've noticed throughout our kind of experience, I will say, like, honestly, since the beginning of film, which is still pretty young, that we as a nation are Lincoln girlies, right? Like, if we're gonna do a founding father thing, we're gonna fuck with Abraham Lincoln. He's hot.
My brain is so broken. I heard LinkedIn, and I was like, what?
Lincoln on LinkedIn. No, he's like
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. That could be your drag name.
I want a T-shirt that says "Follow me on Abraham LinkedIn." And it's Abe with like a phone.
Fuck yeah.
And it's just a terrible print. Anyway. Honest
Abe is his like B2B stock trading app. It's insider trading. That's just they do. Like
Abraham Lincoln is everything to me.
But yeah, so like we love mining the vein of Lincoln. Like, if we're gonna make a founding father movie that we all know is kind of like, you know, a little freedom propaganda, we fuck with Lincoln because he is as problematic as the rest of them, but while he was president, slavery ended, right? So we're like, okay, we can do something here. But with George Washington, you can't, right? And because of that, the only people who would make that are right-wing propagandists.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's just like boring. Who cares?
Yeah. As Sid pointed out, they also made Young David. Why are they fixated on young versions?
Well, they're fixated on youth.
I'm not sure if it Epstein. Oh shit. I'm not sure if it Shit. I'm not sure if it. I'm not sure. Is the answer. As says, how do baddies feel about Rutherford B. Hayes?
Ooh, wait. Actually, let's decide. So I'm trying to remember.
Okay, you look up Rutherford B. Hayes, and I'll catch up really quick.
Yeah, you catch up on chat, and I'll decide.
Egg Queen says, I fuck with FDR personally. Coyote Astronaut says, what's the Windows hotkey for Abraham Lincoln? Love the callback. Rerun says the perception of Lincoln has oscillated drastically over the decades, I think. Currently very in, though. I mean, I definitely know one guy who didn't like him. Yeah. I think of one guy who is named after a thing that you buy at a fair or a con, which I'm sure is not the actual origin of his name. N Squared says baddies are ambivalent about Frost/Nixon.
Yeah, I will say there's like this subset of conservative baddies who are like way too, but conservative baddies are also inherently contrarian. So I feel like they'd be like, I know he's not ours, but I'm really into Clinton. And I'd be like, shut up, Caroline.
Yes.
Like, shut up. The real answer is that I don't think we have an opinion on Rutherford B. Hayes, but we do fuck with Jimmy Carter.
Oh, I remember Jimmy Carter.
I remember Jimmy Carter.
I remember that man. He had a peanut farm or whatever. Just a humble peanut farmer in the fields of peanut, scooping up peanuts day by day. I don't know. What do peanuts grow on? Have you ever seen where peanuts come from?
I don't.
What is a peanut plant? I was shocked when I learned how pineapples grow. They grow the opposite way you think they do, because I fuck you, I guess. Coyote Astronaut says peanuts grow underground. Wikipedia agrees with Coyote Astronaut.
Oh, they're like little potatoes, kind of, or onions.
That's weird. I didn't know that those came out of the dirt.
I'm going to be real. This is the most sensical how does plant grow that I've ever experienced. I saw it and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I think my problem was with not thinking that peanuts came out of the ground is that they're always so crispy crunchy. But the thing about that is they're dried.
I mean, it's the thing about when coffee grow on tree at fruit.
Yeah.
And so, it's different than when we have it.
It is different.
And we do have it right now. We have Vibrant Coffee, our favorite coffee. And it is so freaking good.
I was chatting with Matt Bliss. We're going to reach out to Vibrant and see if they'll want to do any, trade some bags of coffee for some ad reads.
Yeah, we're going to hit them up and be like, hey, we have a small audience, but we're all feral coffee boys.
Hey, I'm in my financial destitution era, and
Can we, honestly, I'm in my trading era.
I'm in my trading. I'm always in my trading area.
In your area.
Era. Bug, I'm all over the place. My tummy still hurts.
Yeah, you went through a lot.
I'm still going through a lot. It's 7:27, and I'm like watching the clock tick down. I'm like, when am I going to get to run away to use the bathroom?
It was IBS and OBS today.
IBS and OBS. Atticus says, we love trading and bartering in this house. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Why don't we go ahead and move on to my favorite segment that we ever do? The best segment this show has, I think.
Okay.
Has Moss ever seen any movie? I don't think so. It's time for film buffering.
All right. After yesterday's complete embarrassment, real upset by Michael Kobe, where Mason and I iconically couldn't guess a film we've guessed. Mm-hmm. We guessed it. We just said it isn't this. I decided that I had not had enough. So I brought us another film buffering today. And it's hard, okay? It's hard. Because I have to pick movies that I think Mason has seen, of which canonically there are so few.
I am going to make a list, and I'll put it in the Discord eventually. This won't happen right away. I will make a list of every movie I've seen that I can think of. Oh, excuse me. I'm dying over here.
Yeah.
It's coming out of both ends. Y'all, I'm not going to be around on Monday. It's going to be the Bug Morning Telephone Show. I'm going to be like a corpse. Oh.
Yeah, you're suffering.
I am. All right, Bug, but I may be suffering on the inside gastrointestinally, but spiritually I'm also suffering because this film buffering is dangling over my head, and I'm snapping at it like a piranha.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
We got
ready.
6. I think 6 is kind of just what I accidentally write for every film.
6 points for me on the board. I'll go ahead and make some marks on my desk. Play along at home, chat. In case you don't know how this game works, this is when Bug describes a film incrementally in steps that have more and more clues. You get a point for each clue, but as you don't get them, they tick down. You'll see. You'll understand. This is about guessing what movie it is.
And if you're in the chat, let us know when you have it, but don't say the movie, please.
Yes. All right, Bug.
All right. Clue number 1. A saleswoman meets an orphaned young man and asks him if he would like to come and stay with her family. After some initial fear and trepidation, the rest of the family comes to accept the newcomer.
What on earth? Like, where do you... What? Can you read the first sentence again?
A saleswoman meets an orphaned young man and asks him if he would like to come and stay with her family.
Where do you meet an orphan? So now I'm thinking Dickensian, like England, early England. Please, sir, may I have a halfpenny? Like that kind of vibe. So maybe like an Oliver Twist type beat? Or maybe like, is it Annie?
No.
Shit, okay. Matt says he thinks he knows what it is right off the bat.
Leonard is right. It's The Matrix again.
Oh, okay. Leonard says it's The Matrix again. Okay. And Michael might have it already. That's not for me. We are down from 6 to 5 points.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. Clue number 2.
The family attempts to ingratiate the newcomer with the rest of the neighborhood by throwing a barbecue. The newcomer forges relationships with the rest of the community. This leads to him discovering his unique skills and finding work within the community.
Okay, a bunch of people are getting it, and I don't have any idea what you're saying.
I bet you you're all right. Because if Mason knew movies, I think this would get him, but I bet all of these people are totally right.
Barbecue? That's the thing?
I have a theory with the way this is going. I think it's possible that some of you will think this is a different movie until the very end.
Oh, okay. Barbecue. Atticus says yes, barbecues are a thing. No.
You should be able to spelling bee rules be like, can you use barbecue in a sentence? Can you define barbecue?
Can you give me the first sentence of that clue again?
The family attempts to ingratiate the newcomer with the rest of the neighborhood by throwing a barbecue. The newcomer forges relationships with the rest of the community.
I have absolutely no idea. I cannot think of a movie that features a strange orphan boy who does something cool at a barbecue. Unless this is like a Jimmy Neutron movie and I just don't remember like the B plot of the beginning or whatever. Nothing at all.
All right.
Down to 4 points.
First of all, it's pronounced the Jimmy Neutron movie. It was an Academy Award nominee.
I'm so sorry.
Don't forget.
I'm so sorry, Bug. You're right.
All right. Clue number 3. Under the guise of helping the newcomer become independent, a neighbor attempts to seduce him. When he rejects her, she tells the rest of the neighborhood that he made a move on her, lowering their opinion of him.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, no, wait. Oh, boy. Oh, I do know this. It's not the Iron Giant, though.
It isn't.
It isn't, but I feel, isn't part of the plot of the Iron Giant that, like, people are like, he's evil and dangerous, and, like, someone did something bad and then blamed it on him? I don't remember.
Honestly, it's been a really long time since I've seen that movie, but I know the way your brain works, and I know you're on the right track.
There is fire and brimstone and electrical signaling smashing through all of my brain parts. I've got nothing, though. I don't know what movie this is. 3 points left on the board. Give me one more clue, Bug. Halfway, 50%. This is an F.
Meanwhile, the newcomer has developed feelings for the oldest daughter of the family. Her boyfriend has noticed, and his jealousy manifests as cruelty toward the naive and socially awkward stranger.
That was nothing. That's nothing. That doesn't help at all. Can you say that again?
Okay, listen.
Yeah, I'm listening very, very hard.
Meanwhile, the newcomer has developed feelings for the oldest daughter of the family. Her boyfriend has noticed, and his jealousy manifests as cruelty toward the naive and socially awkward stranger.
I know that I know what this is,
I know
but
you
it's
do
not
too.
The Incredibles
It
either.
isn't, no.
What the freaking frack? The guy develops feelings towards the oldest daughter, and I just know there's going to be some bullshit where these characters are not like people or something. They're going to be like animals. There's maybe like an animal movie, or it's an animated flick or something crazy. This is so hard. I know that I know this too now. I can feel it in my bones. There is a like primal recognition that is coursing through my veins. Like my DNA knows this movie.
It does.
Oh,
You've fully seen this, and you like it.
I'm sure I do. Bug, but guess what? 2 points left.
Okay,
Let's
are you ready?
See if I can do it.
The boyfriend tricks the newcomer into committing a crime, and as he reveals his true nature, the daughter breaks up with him. Her feelings for the newcomer grow as she sees his kindness and genuine affection. The ex-boyfriend shows up drunk, in a jealous rage, and nearly kills her younger brother with his car. The newcomer rescues him, but the rest of the neighborhood thinks the newcomer is a criminal and perceives this as him attacking the boy.
Oh, this isn't not Catcher in the Rye, not what's the one with Boo Radley and the scissors stabbing, To Kill a Mockingbird. That's not it.
That's a crazy guess.
There's just like all sorts of, I feel like if this was sort of, those diagrams of like how a bunch of things connect, I feel like I don't have the middle one, but I have so many things around it in my brain. Yeah.
Coyote astronauts crashing out over Catcher in the Rye.
I almost said Catcher in the Rye. Fucking good Lord. I know that I know this, and this is going to kill me.
It is going to kill you.
It's not like, I do not remember what happens in, the fucking, is this like Con Air or something? Or
it is not
no?
Con Air.
Oh
man, we got to watch Con Air.
I haven't seen that one. So actually,
It's
right,
so
you
good.
picked a movie I have seen. Bug, I'm at 1 point left. This is my last chance to redeem myself. Last clue.
The newcomer flees, but is pursued by the ex-boyfriend who has obtained a gun. The daughter follows behind, and her ex hits her as she tries to break up the altercation. Enraged by this, the newcomer kills the ex-boyfriend. He and the daughter share a moment together before she leaves, telling the neighborhood that the newcomer and her ex killed each other.
Bro, is this a Tim Burton movie? Is this like a Nightmare Before Christmas? No, that's not what happens in Tim Burton or in Nightmare Before Christmas. If this is a Tim Burton movie, is this Edward Scissorhands?
Yes!
It's Edward Scissorhands. Oh, he's got pointy hands.
1 point. He got a point.
None of those clues mentioned his strange hands.
Well, no, because how could that be the way that I did it? How could I say a man with scissors for hands named Edward.
I can't believe it. I got 1 point.
Okay, I love this part of the chat wherever. Yes, Matt, that is what I thought.
Okay, awesome. So Matt Bliss says, shit, I didn't have it. And Michael also, I was very, very wrong.
I thought specifically that people would think this was The Blind Side.
I have no idea.
I realized as I was writing it. We watched The Blind Side like every single day a teacher was hungover in my high school. I have seen that movie so many fucking times.
Is that a sports movie?
Yeah, it is. It's one of those white savior movies like Freedom Writers that like when you first watched it as just like a white kid who didn't know anything, you're like, this seems sweet. And then later you're like, this is pretty weird. It's based on a true story.
Okay.
But it is about a woman who takes in a black teenager. A white woman who takes in a black teenager. So as I was writing the clues, I was like, oh my God, I hope people think this is The Blind Side.
My neighbor Michael says, I thought it was Stuart Little, so don't feel too bad, Mason.
I thought Mason might guess that.
Oh, Alistair didn't have it to the last point either. N Squared said, I also thought The Blind Side for the first two. Good quiz, Bug. Good quiz. Oh.
I'm imagining Stuart Little with a gun.
Stuart Little does a drive-by in his little car.
Well, actually, in this context, it would be Jonathan Lipnicki with a gun.
Who's that?
That's the kid who plays his, like, brother.
I was picturing Joseph Gordon-Levitt when you said that.
That's fine. This is really important.
Isn't Love Nikki like a fashion game?
Yeah, I said Jonathan Lipnicki, which is a person's name.
Whatever, same thing to me.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Stuart Little, Gina Davis. Do you know who that is?
No, Gina Davis was in Singing in the Rain. No.
Nope.
No. Who's the one that cried in Singing in the Rain? Because the main guy, when they were tap dancing around, fucking, they made her
Debbie
made her
Reynolds?
cry. Debbie Reynolds. She's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I got a point, so I'm like on cloud 9.
I'm trying to tell you that Stuart Little is an iconic film because it is Gina Davis and Hugh Laurie and Jonathan Lipnicki.
Okay.
You're not hearing anything.
Jonathan, I don't know these names. Bug.
You know who Hugh Laurie is.
Capacitive reactance.
Hugh Laurie.
Oh, Hugh Laurie. Yes, I do know.
So you're
Hugh.
not listening.
Okay.
Exactly.
Listen, I have a problem, and this is probably, like, I have a hard time engaging with two things specifically. One is really deep lore, because the moment it's just names and dates, my brain and listening skills shut off. So, like, even in, like, video games and movies, like, I don't fucking know what happens in Skyrim. I had a hard time with Lord of the Rings. When there's stuff that is like lore, my brain does not catalog it, but my brain is broken such that, like, if it's anything to do with like a physical system or a machine, my brain catalogs it against my will. And so it sounded to me like you were just saying a lot of names.
I understand. I don't think it's useful to my life how much I remember about movies, except now. Now it is.
No,
now it's useful to me.
It's useful and important. I wish my brain wasn't broken like that. Names and
I don't know.
Ty says in chat, names and dates mean nothing. I think names and dates are very important. I just can't fucking remember. Az says, Hugh Laurie, the Oompa Loompa from Shamalart's Wonka. Oh, anyway. What about
funny.
Hugh Laurie? What was up about Hugh Laurie? I love Hugh Laurie.
There's nothing.
Oh.
Move on. Do a segment.
Cool. Hi, my name is Moss, and you're listening to the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. And this show is sponsored at Bug and Moss, fuck. Hold on, that didn't happen. Hi, I'm Moss. You're watching Bug and Moss in the morning on the telephone show. This show is made possible by our supporters on Patreon at patreon.com/bugandmoss. And also, this show is made good by the awesome and hilarious and extremely talented community of folks who tune in with us every single day, including all of you here with us right now and all of you here on the podcast. And Ty has created an ad for one of our community partner level patrons, AJ, who runs his business Sermons and such. And I'm about to share with you this new ad for AJ's services.
AJ Sermons and Such. AJ Carroll is a very funny and extremely charismatic ordained minister and notary public based out of Concord, New Hampshire. If you need anything notarized or anything done by an ordained minister, such as getting married, life advice, a Type 5 comedy routine, or commanding a crowd respectfully, Contact AJ at sermons_such@yahoo.com or call 561-541-5944. Say yes to this no to Republic and non-Christian, non-Euclidean, ageometric, yet weirdly biblically accurate, red-haired minister. Sermons in Such.
Thank you, Ty, for that amazing ad for AJ, and thank you, AJ, for sponsoring us. That's a lot of fun. Oh, I didn't unmute you, Bug.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
cool.
Here we
That's
go.
cool.
Yeah, no, that was bad. I'm really sorry.
Not very
It wasn't-
professional.
Yeah, it wasn't very professional of me. What do you want to say about what do you go to do? Want to make the look at voicemails? Want to do
Yeah,
it?
I think voicemail's probably good.
We got some calls in the hole. 848 Mossbug is the number to wrangle. This is a voicemail from Michael Colby from yesterday, or from that was supposed to be played right after the quiz that we did on yesterday's show.
Bug and Moss. Hey, it's Michael Colby. I hope you're playing this voicemail after you played my quiz for Mason, because after I did the quiz and I did all the work on it and then sent it, I was like, he better know this one. There's like 9 podcasts about that movie. So hopefully that one wasn't.
Well.
Hopefully. Anyway.
Oops.
I was thinking about toys and what toy you carried around with you when you were a kid. I am very old, so when I was growing up, I had He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and I carried around the one that had the battle damage. He has like a silver vest on, and when you hit the thing,
Yes.
there's a column that would spin, and it would look like he was taking damage. And I loved that thing. And then my family went to Sesame Place, and I jumped in the ball pit, and I lost that He-Man. So I got another one several years later as a collector's thing, but every once in a while I'll look at it and I'll go, I have like the most vivid memory of how upset I was because I lost that He-Man. So did you ever have a toy or something that you loved as a child and it just went away? You were really like beat up about it. Let me know. I'm going to go eat my bagel now. All right, love you, Clyde.
We love you too, Michael. What a great question. What a great story. I know that He-Man figure with the column that spins around and makes it look like he took damage and is injured. A very cool toy. Talking about things you miss from your youth and favorite toys, I have something very special that I'm going to actually go grab, Bug, if you want to start talking.
Well, I'll check in with the chat while Moss goes and grabs his special toy. Joe in the chat asked, does my dad count? Yeah, definitely. Youthful Spirit also counts from N Squared. Colin is missing his youth, his sparkle. Tragic. Atticus lost their Justice League Game Boy game on a beach trip. That is rough. You can't just get those anymore. And here he is.
I'm back. I've
He's
arrived.
got them.
So these I have not lost. These I have managed to keep to this day, and they're very important to me, and I'm about to share them with you for the first time. I don't know. I think I've told very few people about these guys, but when I was little, I think 2 years old when the first one happened. My parents got me a little stuffed pig. This is Piggy. This is a pig that has been with me since I was like 2 years old. And then on the following Christmas, or it might have been a couple years, so I think it was like 5 on the Christmas, I woke up. This requires a little bit more story, actually. Piggy here was my favorite, and I would sleep with him every night, wrapped up in the crook of my arm like this, to the point that his neck got completely flat, and he's filled with cotton balls now, like the kind you have in the bathroom. So you can feel it all up in his neck. He's just filled with old cotton balls. But I used to drop him out of my bed and then wake up and be scared and try and find him. And so my mom would come in and pick him up off the ground. And then eventually I remember her saying, like, you can just reach down and grab him. He's usually right here. And then she did something inspired. On Christmas, when I was probably 5, she came in the room while I was sleeping, took Piggy away from me, and then put Harry on the floor next to Piggy. And so I woke up, reached down, and suddenly there's 2 pigs.
Hell yes.
And then the next year, the same. And so now I have Piggy, Harry, and Pinky. These 3 pigs that I've had since I was a little kid. And yeah, I just keep them up on a shelf now to keep them safe. But these 3 little guys, these are very much prized childhood possessions. Thanks, Mom. These are super sweet. Mom and Dad. I'm sure it was a team effort. But those are my toys I didn't lose. What I did lose was a Tonka dump truck that I fucking loved.
Yeah, one of the ones that's like the hard plastic. The stuff.
The kind where you can pick them up, like pick the back up and tip it, and it's like big enough that as a kid I used to just grip onto both sides of the back of the truck and run around.
Yeah.
Bent over like in half, scooting that thing along. I loved that, and it was lost.
Well, it's crazy watching your sister's kids play with the toys you guys had as kids because your mom and dad have kept them all and they're nice. Like you guys played with them like hard and they're like metal and plastic and like really sturdy. And so her kids can just like beat the shit out of them and they're fine.
You know the meme of the plane with the bullet holes in it that's used to describe survivorship bias?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the toys. I mean, I feel like I remember very distinctly we would get a lot of toys from the dump. Because our dump, which sounds like a baffling statement, our dump had a swap shop. I didn't realize that was unusual. Does your dump have a swap shop?
I just don't think most people have gone to their dumps. You don't have trash service where you live. So everyone has to go to the dump.
And there's like a little swap shop where people would bring items like kids' toys and things. And like the most durable ones, I don't know, they ended up there. So a lot of them were already used. And then, yeah, it is crazy seeing my little sister's kids playing with some of those toys.
Yeah, it's so great. I knew you were going to immediately have to go get your pigs, and I love your pigs.
Yeah, I love them. Piggy, Harry, and Pinky, they're great. What about you, Bug? And then we'll check in with chat because there's some really sweet stories hanging out in chat now.
No,
too.
Go ahead and check in with chat. I don't really have anything like that.
Oh, okay. Blueberry Finch said, "Oh my God, I had one of those too," but I think that was to a different comment.
No, I think it was about the pig.
Maybe. Well, let's see.
I watched it come in real time.
Gotcha. Scrolling up. Atticus said, lost my Justice League Game Boy game one time on a beach trip and I still yearn for it. Oh, that's rough. Egg Queen L says, I had a plastic chicken drumstick that you could twist the end of it and a section of it would spin around to look like a bite had been taken out of it. I miss it so much. That's so good.
That's so you also.
Colin says, I had an X-Wing figure that got lost somehow during a move in my teens and it devastated me. I had it from age 5 or 6 and it was my favorite thing in the world. I still have the Luke that went in it, but the ship, gone. Yeah. My neighbor Michael says that's the cutest thing I ever heard. N Squared Beats says to me about my 3 pigs. And then next year, your mom tried blowing your house down.
That it would be like your mom to then come in, be dressed as a wolf to scare you.
Yeah, that is very much her energy. Joe says my kids played with the Fisher Price little people that I played with when I was a kid that were my mom's when she was
so
little.
Cool.
Wow. That is super cool. Matt says to win the toy war, figure out how the toys that didn't come back disappeared. Colin says, my dad bought it for me. I was only supposed to get toys with my allowance, but after my dad showed me Star Wars for the first time, I was obsessed and asked if there was Star Wars toys so I could play with those characters. And my dad instantly took me to the store. My mom was like, come on. But my dad was very good at buying my affection. Rerun says, most of my furniture as a kid came from the dump swap shop. Hell yeah. It's a great place, right? Leonard says, I thought you were going to bring out a teddy bear. Thought I discovered the answer to a long-standing question I've had for you. I'm very curious as to what that question is. Yeah, Leonard, I've known you for the scary amount of time where there's certainly things you know about me that I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Blueberry Finch said that the thing that they had too was Egg Queen's plastic chicken drumstick.
I see that, and I was so wrong, and that's amazing. That's like the coolest toy ever.
That is the coolest toy ever. You don't have anything like that, Bug?
I don't have anything like that. I was really destructive with my toys, and I ripped them all apart. As far as I can remember, I've also always been kind of a get rid of stuff girly, but I did just think of something. I have a toy that's like that for my grandma. I'm going to go grab it.
Oh, hell yeah. So Bug does have something, and I'm not entirely sure what she's going to get. She knew my pigs right out the chump. Leonard, in chat, Leonard has, in the list of things that he knows about me that I've probably forgotten, Leonard says, including possibly an old password of yours. You probably, please don't ask that in public. There's a good chance it's still connected to some of my accounts. Although I've done a good security audit, which, by the way, let me take this time, now that the funny person is gone. Hi, I'm Mason, your friendly IT guy. Change your passwords. Sorry, she's back. Hey, Bug.
What are you doing?
I'm telling people that they should change their passwords and turn on two-factor authentication and not use the same password for everything. And as a helpful tip, if you're choosing a password, instead of trying to come up with something fucking crazy, come up with a phrase or an inside joke or a short quote from like your friend group, best if it's not from a movie or popular, and just type that out. So like a line from your favorite podcast or something like that. Something nice and long, and then you remember it as a phrase. And if you type it grammatically correctly with like punctuation, there's your special characters. Swap out a 2 for a 2 or something. There's your number. Bing, bang, boom. Capitalize first of each letter, last of each word, whatever you want. Or as N Squared says, password managers are your friend.
Make your vocal stems work for you.
Make your vocal stems work for you? What, say your password out loud?
No.
Oh, you mean like the phrases that you say? Yeah. Anyway. All right, Bug. Now that my stupid PSA about passwords is over.
So this is kind of weird because I'm sure I played with this, but I don't really remember it. I think it's more... This feels like something that is my grandmother's kind of favorite toy because she recently gave it to me and she's in her 70s. And also, it's weird to think of my grandma's favorite toys because she got married at 15. So I'm like, from when? But she'll also be like, yeah, that's an ex-boyfriend. And I'm like, from when? I'm like, you and grandpa got married when you were like 11. What are you talking about? But it made me think of like how toys used to be like really cool and really different. I got this from the kitchen because you can use it as a real pot. It's like a little play pot with a copper bottom.
Hold it in front of you and it'll show up better because of the background removal. That's like teeny tiny.
Yeah.
That thing's itty bitty.
Well, it's a toy.
This thing is so cool. And you can actually cook in this?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, there's some gunk in it. This thing is super neat. And it's got like a little copper bottom and everything. Hell yeah. Elle says, I had one of those for my grandma too.
Yeah, they're so cool. There was like, I'm not sure what brand or whatever, but it was like just a little play set for kids. But I would imagine it was when like, you know, you might give them like a real little stove or something.
You know what I miss more than anything? Wooden playgrounds. I don't know why that made me think of it.
Dude.
There's a YouTube channel that we've been watching sometimes. I think it's Phil Edwards. I'll double check that. But he does these like little video essays talking about stuff. And he recently did one about the disappearance of wooden playgrounds that I have not yet seen. But I really want to watch because, man, did I love those. Those were the best playgrounds.
They were the absolute best playgrounds. And I have a distinct memory of one. I switched schools when between elementary school and middle school, and I went to a day camp at the new middle school like location where I would go eventually for school, whatever. Anyway, they had the coolest wooden playground ever. And between the time that I did day camp and went to school there, they changed it. And it was such a bummer because it was like a big wooden pirate ship.
Yes.
And they just replaced it with whatever prefab crap.
When I was in 6th grade, we had a wooden structure at my elementary school, like a pretty small one, but it was still a very beloved one with 2 tire swings and a couple toys made out of tractor tires for just climbing and clambering on, and one of those metal slides that got so hot it could cause 3rd-degree burns right on the front of it.
Oh, yeah.
But we were so in love with it as kids, and then we learned in our 6th grade year at the ripe old age of 12 that they were going to tear down our playground. And so I started a group with 2 of my friends, Cody and Jack, and maybe Tyler. I don't remember if Tyler was in that or not. Called SOS for Save Our Structure because we called it the structure.
That's so you.
And and this is less a story about that and more a story about the amazing adults in the room, because what they proceeded to do to this sort of kid rebellion against the structure being torn down was invite us to the planning meetings for the new playground structure.
Which is so cool.
And so we got to come in and like we made SOS shirts and stuff. And we prepared to just be like really antagonistic and be like, no, down with your bullshit plastic. We want our wood. And we got to ask questions and be part of the planning and give our opinions. And they were so fucking cool about it. And I think about that all the time because it was like a really, really cool bit of like, not parenting, but like community, like teaching. Like what a great way to respond to that.
There are just like, you need community in order to raise people. And I have so many memories like that too, where having adults outside of my parents that like I could trust and that were really cool mentors to me in different moments in my life. I love that story.
Having good adults around who are like cool and like really understand like kids and where they're coming from and just like are being, as Joe just said in chat, being reasonable and like and supportive. I don't know. I'm very grateful for those teachers and those people. Shout out to my elementary school.
I have I don't know that it's like a hot take, but I have a take.
Ooh,
I want to give a take based on what we've been talking about.
All right. I don't have
Are
a
you
bug,
playing anything for me? Okay.
I don't have a bug take bumper.
That's okay. I can just go for it.
Is it advice?
Kind of, I guess.
How about a healthy dose of advice from Bug?
This is really just like a philosophical musing, but I think about it a lot. Like, we're adults who don't plan on having like our own kids.
Correct.
We don't plan on having kids. And I've never been like sure whether or not I wanted kids. And just the older I get, the less money I have. You know, it's not something that would really... I told my grandma this, the aforementioned one, the Virgo with the little toy pot. And she, you know, got married at 15 and knew she wanted to be a mom. And when she asked, you know, do you guys want to have kids? And I was like, no. She was like, yeah, I don't think they'd really fit your lifestyle. And then she said, the only thing I think you'll miss is being a grandparent. And I thought that was so astute and true because my mom's kind of in her, are you going to have a baby era? And I'm like, no, you should have had more kids if you wanted grandkids. But the way that I sort of think about it is like, we both really like kids.
Yeah, I love kids.
We both like kids. We think kids are really cool.
I want to be the fun uncle, though. You know, like, oh, you need a babysitter. You need someone to, like, watch the kids, hang out with them, take them to go fly kites or tell them how a car works or whatever.
There's this really weird, I think specifically American culture where you're really isolated and everything is individualized. Everything is put on the individual. And there's this, I think, also really dark ownership mentality with kids where, like, people feel like their kids belong to them, when I think we were maybe the last generation that grew up feeling like all of the adults around us were responsible for us. And I think that's true. I think that if you encounter a kid out in the world, you should have an expectation that they are existing in a world that's not built for them and they need help navigating it. And it is your responsibility as a grown-up to just like be a grown-up when they're there and help in any way you can. One of my favorite podcasters, Vanessa Zoltan, told this story that really crystallized it in my brain, which is that she was sitting on a subway and this like little 2 or 3 year old kid used her knee to get up on the seat. Like didn't really look at her. He just used her knee to get up. And she was like, that's exactly it. He has every right to use my knee to get up on the seat because it's not built for him. Yeah, and he's just trying to navigate this big, crazy world.
It's just a kid. And I think there's a certain tendency that I have witnessed in people to be like irrationally mad that kids are in a space or whatever. Like, and like as N Squared just said, they just got here for real.
They're brand new.
It's just a kid. Like, And, but also, like, I think the overall decrease in trust in strangers is a very big thing that has happened over the course of our lifetime. Because, like, as a kid, I remember, you know, my parents would say, like, don't, you know, if someone says they don't get in any strangers' cars, don't follow anyone to anywhere, like, they would teach us that thing, but they weren't like, don't fucking talk to anyone, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, and maybe, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I feel like there's a more general sense of distrust just in the general public.
That's what I was going to say.
And like, I feel it too. Like, I don't know if I had kids and I was outside and I saw my kid talking to an adult I don't know, I'd be pretty panicked. And I'm sure my parents probably would have been too, but I do feel like there's been a shift in some regard in that way.
I think there's just a more normal way to approach conversations. And I think it's really easy to forget how smart kids are and how much they're absorbing. But if you approach the world as though you are afraid of it, they are probably going to approach the world as though they are afraid of it. And I think this is really important for all of us to think about as a lot of these kids who had really formative years during COVID and quarantine become older and start entering the world. There was a really good frog bait video.
Funky Frog Bait.
Yeah,
great
Funky
YouTube
Frog
channel.
Bait's great YouTube channel. But they did a really good video about kind of how every time there's a generational divide like Gen Z and millennial, there ends up being this like comorbid bullying from each side and gatekeeping. And they just kind of implored at the end of the video to not do the thing that generations had done to us and like gatekeep growing up. and make sure that we make space for the younger generations to like make mistakes and figure out the world. Like, it's not a cool look to bully kids for not learning how to read. We're responsible for that.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's our fault. Like, old man yells at sky saying kids these days doesn't help people grow up. I guess that's the advice.
I think that's great, Bug. It's 8:01, so we're going over our time, but we're going to fill out the hour. So there's like 5 minutes left. And in that 5 minutes, I want to real quick do one more.
What about a quick check-in with chat?
Because we had a lot of things come in the last bit, and so we'll do this, and then we'll close out with some credits and some talking about next week. Checking in with chat. And Square Beats, when we were talking about wooden structures for kids to play on, said I smashed my head open on a wooden sandbox and had to get stitched up. Those things were injury machines.
There's probably why they don't have them
splinter
anymore.
machines. Yeah, well, in the description, I will drop the link in the show notes, description, and everything post stream. I'll drop a link to the Phil Edwards video about these that I haven't seen yet, but presumably goes into why they're gone. Joe says, legend has it, Tyler, my friend, is still chained to the old structure. Elle says, this is an amazing bit of Moss lore. Coyote Astronaut says, adults treating kids like people heckin' rules. Joe said, having kids is a great way to save money.
Yeah, okay.
And Coyote Astronaut, similar to us, says, I'm an only child who isn't doing the human children thing, which means I get to be the weird community uncle.
Hell yeah.
Which is awesome. Same. And Joe says, and we're talking what you were just talking about in the bug advice segment, it's always a hard balance because the world is actually a terrible place, but we're trying to help our kids learn to navigate it and not be terrified of everything.
Yeah.
Leonard says it's a strange experience to have kids so full of love, of life, and exuberance for meeting new people when I've been jaded for so long.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I believe it. As says, my local playground had pebbles instead of wood chips on the ground. Yeah, ours too.
I remember those.
Those pea stone. I remember as a kid in those meetings asking, what do you mean it makes the ground softer to hit? Those are rocks.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Sid said, I did just open social and saw a photo of Abe Lincoln with the caption, quote, I've never met anyone who even kind of looks like this.
Yeah, dude.
As says, so what I mean is that kids today are too damn soft.
Hell yeah.
I remember as a kid bouncing off the hoods of cars and other kids in bicycles at 90 miles an hour and just bouncing back like rubber. So I don't know about too soft.
I don't think you were going 90 miles an hour.
No, I was 90. I had a speedometer.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
a speedometer.
A speedometer. I took one off an exercise bike that I found at the dump. Shout out the dump. I took an exercise bike that had a little speedometer that it rotated with the front wheel right on the hub. And so I took it off of there and then put it on my actual bicycle and had a little speedometer for
Hell
riding
yeah.
around.
Is this the dump in Troy? Should we see if the dump wants to sponsor the show?
We could. I wasn't going to dox my hometown, but there we go. It is.
Well.
It is. Yeah, that dump fucking rules. I hope it still has the swap shop. All right. It's 8:04:05 a.m. It is Friday. It is Jordan Reed's birthday. Never let him forget. Make sure you wish
Never let
Joe.
him forget.
Yeah, never let him forget. Make sure you wish Jordan a good birthday, a happy birthday. We're going to be back next week, and I'm going to hopefully have a bunch of new visual things for the stream. I'm going to soup up all our little segment openers, hopefully with some visual things. I'm going to work on getting us a website, and we're going to have a lot of fun on next week's shows.
Yeah, I mean, we have fun on every show.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was trying to segue into a sort of ending thing that I don't know what we're going to do. I've been trying to think about how to end the show better. Like, I feel like there's always, every time we end the show, I'm always like, oh, I wish I had said X, Y, Z, you know?
I don't experience that. I'm like, great show, job well done, out of my brain.
In my head, I'm like trying to keep a running list of things I want to make sure that we tell everybody about.
That's what makes us a good pair.
Yeah. Which I can't think of anything, but I hope y'all are going to have a good weekend. I'm going to try and have a good weekend and try and like kick back a little bit.
Yeah.
Going to play some Blades in the Dark with my D&D buddies. Shout out to Rerun for running the campaign that we are currently in. And as Joe has said, I think I'll remember in about 2 minutes all the things I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm excited to play D&D on Saturday, or Blades in the Dark. I just call it D&D.
Yeah.
D&D Kleenex effect is real.
Yeah, it's very real.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for being here with us. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday morning that happened at the end of the week.
Yeah. Another Monday gone, and we'll see you on the next Monday.
Yeah, we will see you on the next Monday when things are going to be fun and fine. I hope you have a very happy weekend, and I hope you all enjoy your time away. And thanks again, like, so freaking much from the bottom of my heart for being here and spending your mornings with us.
It means so much to us.
Like, it really actually is so freaking cool. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm glad that we're part of your morning routine and that you're having fun. We love you all, and I love you, Bug.
I love you, Moss.
This is my dad's knock. Whoa. No, thanks.